Have you ever wanted a safe and loving place to come to spark that good feeling in yourself? Well, you've arrived. Welcome to the Show with Tanya Butson. In this space, Tanya encourages you to view yourself through love. This new energy allows you to become brave, to take the first step towards healing and thriving. Get ready to step into a level of self-worth never before experienced. With Tanya, a leader in the field of human potential, you will shift from longing to creating to discover that there is something better, and you will never ever have to settle for being in a state of perpetual darkness again. The Show with Tanya starts now.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tanya Butson, and you are listening to the Show on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay with us for the next hour each Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific and 12 p.m. Eastern. We will have some of the most interesting stories, tips, and guests helping you to be all that you are. Today, I will be discussing the present moment. What is it? How to get there and stay there. Let's take a closer look at this concept and see how it can improve your life. So, getting into this topic is a very interesting one because this show is live and we are currently in the present moment. So planning for it and creating the show content is a little bit, I was being pulled in two different directions because I was feeling like I should come on here and spontaneously do a show, but that's kind of unnerving to try to fill an hour of time on one topic by myself. So I wanted to have some plans, but at the same time making the plans, I was kind of all over the place and going, this is the present moment. I need to be in the present moment. And so I kind of was at war with myself a little bit with this topic, which is ironic because the whole point of the present moment is being in the present moment and having that peace. So here we are. So I want you, whoever is watching this live right now, and of course in the replay, but right now the people live, if you can, I want you to kind of just take a look at your surroundings and see what is around you and look at what you're doing. See how you're thinking. What is in front of you? Are you multitasking while you're watching the show? Are you sitting, focused and ready to learn something new, I hope, today? It is very important when you are in the present moment that you are fully in the present moment. So I ask you right now to take a minute to clear out whatever is in front of you, unless it is, a clean glass of water or a fresh tea. And maybe you want to have a journal in front of you to write down things. But basically push your phone away out of your sight, close the laptop unless you're watching the show on it. And I want you to just be super present and right here, listening to the sound of my voice and allowing yourself the freedom to have no other cares in the world. And I leave you with one of Louise Hay's famous affirmations that you can utilize. I would definitely write this down if you're not familiar with it. Utilize it in your day-to-day. Like, this is something you can use daily. And it goes like this: all is well. everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. Now, that is a big statement because we are putting out intention for the moment that we are in, that all is well and everything is going to work out for our highest good. And assuming that you are in a situation that you are uncertain of, out of this situation, only good will come. So again, putting the intention out that in any now moment, only good will come. Basically prophesizing that all is going to be good in your life. And then you reassure yourself, usually your ego self, that you are safe. This is a beautiful one. If you had only one mantra to say that you could remember, I would recommend this one. All is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. And then say it with conviction and knowingness that in this moment, you are safe. Everything is working out for your highest good, and only good will come. So, see, in this moment, if you're watching this show, I am presuming that everything is good in your life in this moment. Are you safe? Yes. Can you choose to put a smile on your face right now? Yes. Are you fortunate to be able to sit down in luxury on a computer and watch a show that is giving you this information? Yes. So all is well in this moment. And the big shocker is that the majority of the time in your life is just like this moment. Each moment brings the next moment, which brings the next moment and the next moment. And what is happening is all as well. There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to stew about from the past. It's just a glorious now moment, and everything is okay. You are safe. This is the mentality. This is the mindfulness that I am asking you to stretch your mind to delve into during this next hour with me. Being in the present moment, or the here and now, means that we are aware and mindful of what is happening at this very moment. We are not distracted by ruminations on the past or worries about the future, but centered in the here and now. All of our attention is focused on the present moment. It can be thought of as a powerful mental context that allows you to be responsible for your own life. And you know, I am big about that. Everything that happens to us is our own responsibility. The onus is always on ourselves, nobody else. There's no blame game. It might seem like there should be, but there isn't. We make deliberate choices every day about how to respond, and rather than simply reacting to events in a pre-programmed way. So we want to make those deliberate choices to unprogram all of those reactions that we were programmed to have from being a wee one all the way up. We've been programmed to react a certain way when we hear a certain thing about a certain situation. It's always stemmed from fear. But at the end of every single day and in every single moment, you have the deliberate choice on how you are going to respond to whatever is occurring in that now moment. it's your responsibility. So being in the present moment doesn't just make you available to your own thoughts and feelings, it means you notice those of others around you as well. And you're not too busy thinking of your work project as they talk to you, or what they said or did a year ago, but are more capable of listening and understanding in that moment. What are they saying to you? This is a big, big issue for a lot of people. The distractions in our world are wild and chaotic every second of the day. And it's up to you whether you stand in that moment and you focus, or if you get, I know a lot of people use the word squirrel, oh, squirrel moment, squirrel moment. Oh, no, how about the present moment? Let's bring it back in. Let's not make a joke out of it. Let's bring it back in and let us be in the present moment, listening to whoever is speaking to us, taking in the information that they want to share with us. How lucky, how fortunate are we that somebody wants to share information with us? Give the respect back to be in that present moment. Get your eyes fixed on their eyes. Open up your ears. And that is why you have two ears, is to listen, double the listening. And you only have one mouth. So you speak when it's appropriate. You give them their time and their attention, in your attention, and listen to what they have to say. This is so important in the now moment, and not being pulled in a multitude of directions with whatever is going on in the office or the house or the traffic or whatever around you. It is very, very important to bring yourself into that present moment. And if you are around people, you are needing to give them the respect and focus on what they are saying. That is truly being in the present moment. So being present in that moment does not mean we act without direction in the future, okay? The gift of being present requires intention and practice to carry out new action, to think and to feel, to impact. We first must be intentional. We first must be in that moment, having what we long to see without dwelling on that future. Be a witness. Sometimes life is overshadowed by challenging events. You can't get past those things. And we're not always in the present moment because we're often thinking about whatever might be going on, especially in the past, or planning for the future. But we can choose to be in the present moment by paying attention to what's happening around us and focusing on what we're doing in that present moment. The past and the future, much of this is rooted in the pain that we've experienced and had in the past. And the fear, oh my gosh, it's just like vomiting out at us, wherever we go. If we got the TV on, the radio on, out in the stores, signs everywhere. There's signs blocking up the scenery, wasting our time. Those are everywhere. And they plant seeds of fear for the future. We spend so much time thinking about what we didn't get done yesterday or what we need to do tomorrow that we lose sight of today. As a result, we're very rarely fully present in our lives. This really is a tragedy. The present is the only real time there is. The past is past and cannot be redone. The future is in motion and is unwritten. You have opportunities in the here and now, so stay focused in the here and now. You are listening to The Om Show with Tanya Butson. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will discuss more about being in the present moment. Stay tuned. We will be right back. We're back on the Show with Tanya Butson. Before we continue, I want to make sure everyone knows how to contact me. You can reach me on my website, organicallymeta.ca, or email me at organicallymeta@outlook.com. I have amazing services that get clients results. Message me with your questions and let's get working together and create your best life. So before the show started, I realized I hadn't picked my card of the day. So I always pick a card every morning from Gabby Bernstein's The Universe Has Your Back. So the card I picked today was I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. And I thought that was really perfect, of course, for this show topic because it is reminding me to be mindful to create these thoughts in my mind throughout the day, saying that I am love and miracles are natural. And, these are very wonderful thoughts to have flowing through your mind, and bringing it back into the focus that I am love and miracles are natural from moment to moment to moment to moment. So I was like, yeah, thank you, universe. This is a super card. So I'm going to jump in. Normally I would do this stuff at the last segment of the show, but I want to just jump in to this topic. It might pour into longer. It might even pour into the end of the show. I don't know. I'm going to just stay in the present moment and see where this all leads. But there are many ways to be more present. So I wanted to go through those with you, and maybe you can jot them down. You can practice them there yourself. But let's hop right into it. Immersing yourself in every activity. That means commitment. That means not doing something half. That means doing something fully. So to immerse yourself in activities is to tap into your senses and bring them to focus on what you're doing. You can embrace moments in your life by actively participating in them. It could start with relishing the taste of your food, getting mindful with your food and sitting down and actually chewing it and eating it and noticing the smell in your garden in the morning, or the color of the sky during a walk, enjoying the beats and tunes of a song. All you need is an impartial and heightened awareness of all that is around you and surrender your senses to it. This is a really big thing when a person is triggered from a traumatic experience through the past, is to be able, as one example, to take yourself out to nature and go for a stroll and don't have, your earphones in, and just notice everything around you, from the squirrels to the birds to the butterflies and the moss and the sun and the clouds and the trees and the leaves and the pine cones, and getting your thoughts on those things instead of what is triggering you. And you will be able to calm yourself and self-soothe yourself so quickly by the use of being mindful while you're out in nature. And nature, in its own essence, is pure tranquility. It is medicine to be out in nature on so many levels. And then being mindful of what you are seeing really actually distracts your own thoughts and mind from the thing that is triggering you. So I highly recommend that practice. Now, if you can't get out, say you're hospitalized and your mind is going thick and running heavy, you can do this simply by looking in your room and focusing in on the things that you see in the room. And then that way you can get your mind off of the racing thoughts and focused on your surroundings. Remember, you are typically always safe. And that is something to always remind yourself, that in this now moment, you are safe. Find and flow and lose yourself in it. Ooh, I love this one. Finding your flow means finding an activity that engages your mind to the point where nothing else matters. What takes you away? What naturally takes you away? What can you do on your own that is not an enhancer? So I'm talking about drugs and alcohol, sex, that kind of stuff. What can you do beyond those things that are natural, that your own body and mind are capable of doing on their own? The activity draws you in so much that you can get an out of body experience while being alive. Now, what moves you that much? For me, there would be two things maybe three. Three things that come right to the top of my mind would be dancing, would be jumping the waves in the ocean, and cuddling and dancing with my cat. So those are things where I can just forget about everything and just enjoy that moment and feel euphoria, feel happiness, feel that out of body sensation. When you're in what makes you flow, like listening to the music that you love or reading a really good book. Oh, athletes and sports. Taking a shower. I love taking a shower too. That always resets me. Watching a movie, playing an instrument. As long as it can silence the chatter in your head, it's working. But when you can get it to work to the point where you are feeling dynamite, you know you've struck the gold mine and you are in the present moment. Schedule time to worry. The mind is an anticipation machine, and making future is the most important thing it does. Making future. So this is where the mind starts to spin and anticipates, right? So there was a study done in Nature Reviews Neuroscience saying that the mind will do this by constantly curating past experiences, that rumination, updating present information to predict the future from the past experience. And so when we face an unfamiliar and uncertain situation, our brain goes into overdrive to make sense of it. And then you're trying to find that, where's the logic? Where's the common sense? And, the what ifs then start to pop up. Once it cannot, we get into a worried state when we cannot stop those thoughts from flowing. And then by now, that uncertainties are an inevitable part of living, right? We covered that last week. You also understand that telling yourself, don't worry, everything's going to be all right, rarely makes you feel better in that moment. But what if you tell yourself this? I am worried, but I should look into these bothersome thoughts some other time. You may not believe this, but postponing your what if moments to a more convenient time helps you to stay calm and grounded in the present. It is no wonder research indicates that people who scheduled their worries have significantly lower stress levels compared to those who didn't. This is a new concept to me. I've never heard about scheduling time to worry. So this is something I might try. I am worried, but I should look into these bothersome thoughts some other time. So you're bookmarking it, like you're putting it on the shelf. Create a daily routine. Establishing a structure for your daily activities puts you in control. I hate routines. I hate daily routines. But I have to admit, having a routine definitely creates more structure and less stress. I will give it that. It gives you the sense of certainty and predictability, which we already know our minds love. Routines empower you to live moment to moment when your mind is sure of what's to come and is aware of your involvement in what's past. It becomes secure in the present and can be fully engulfed in it. Focus on the process rather than the goal. All right, enjoy the journey. Many of us are big dreamers. What's worse is that sometimes we let those dreams of desired future consume us, losing sight of what's important. The journey that gets us to the desired destination. When you focus on the process rather than the goal, it brings you to own your current situation and discover how you can make the most of it. My last trip out to British Columbia, I was trying so hard to be mindful. And in the moment, we had a deadline to get to BC, but it wasn't like in the past when I was driving through blizzards and stuff, where I just like, oh, I just want to get there. I just want to get there. So the fun thing about this is that I was able to sit, and even in a car with no air conditioning in the summer heat, I was still able to focus in on the scenery and where we were and seeing new states, because we went through the USA, and that was really, really important to the process of trying to enjoy that time with my daughter when we went out there in September. So focus on the journey, guys, not the destination. We have a caller. Yay. I didn't even ask for callers today. So that's amazing. Charlene. Is this Charlene from Canada?
Yes, we have Charlene from Canada. Charlene, you are live. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Charlene.
Hello. So you
Hi.
were up
Well,
in BC?
I was. I was in BC about
Ah,
2 weeks ago. Yeah, I wasn't in your area though.
no, it's pretty. We had the worst of the smoke this year.
Oh, I know. I know. It's quite something. Yeah, my daughter's in Kelowna, so she is in the hub of that area. So driving her towards wildfires wasn't Mama's best time, but she's going to school.
No, I have family that lives down there, so I understand.
Yeah, yeah. So hopefully everybody's safe and sound. So how have you been? I haven't heard from you in a little bit.
I know. I thought I'd give your other callers, your other listeners, a bit of a chance to call in there. Um, I've been great. I was thinking about the present moment. The present moment is all we have. The present moment is where all power lies. And I was thinking about what Wayne Dyer said, because he was my mentor. And he said one of the most important questions you can ask yourself is, do we live in a friendly universe? And I live in a friendly universe. I choose to live in a friendly universe. And one of the most powerful things I have found, because I know that we need to have information, but we control how much information we tap into, is I turn off the news a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to community news because that's the area I live in, but I do not inundate myself with negative news.
Yeah, that is a big, big, big recommendation I can give anybody, is to get rid of their television. Even harmless shows as programming. So the news is definitely negativity, and it is not good for our souls. And I agree 100%. And I love that. I've heard Wayne say that expression so many times, and everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. And you choosing to live in a happy universe is going to serve you well.
Or Abraham Hicks some of the things that, like some people call it the monkey mind, because the mind is supposed to be our servant. We're not supposed to allow it to monkey around, right? We're the ones that are in control of our minds. And Abraham Hicks calls it, anything negative is a bogus thought. It's bogus. Because, like you said, you're self-prophesizing. You're putting yourself into a state, and we choose what state we live in.
100%. 100%. No matter what the circumstances are outside of you, they could be horrible, but we still choose. And there's so many rags to
Exactly.
riches stories.
Circumstances don't matter. Your state of being does. So if you can always, and you're the one that's in control of how, like you said, you either react or you respond. And if you respond, you observe, you don't absorb. You're the observer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just wanted to tell you, I hope you have a fantastic week.
Oh, well, I am going to have a fantastic week because I wake up every morning knowing something good is coming. And that reminder came to me from Abraham Hicks. It's funny that you brought that up today because I remember her telling the story of going to the restaurant that they never go to. And there was a young waitress there that they just really loved because she was enjoying her job, and they decided to give her a envelope full of money, which came just from one of their conferences. So you would know that there's a lot of money in that envelope, and they gave it to her plus a tip on the bill. You probably know this. If you're an Abraham Hicks follower, you'll know the story and how that woman, when she received that money, she recalled the intention she had set that day, which was to know that something good was going to come to her that day. And that woman received, out of the blue, out of nowhere, thousands and thousands of dollars from Jerry and Esther. And that is such a motivating story, because it took one moment at the start of her day to set the intention that something good was coming. And then she set it out for the universe to align it. So,
and also another important thing is revisioning before you go to sleep at night, because when you're sleeping, you're actually manifesting because you're in a neutral state. So the last 5 minutes before you fall asleep, you do your visualization, you do your affirmations silently, and you fall asleep into a beautiful state. So first thing in the morning and last thing at night, because if anything that was off during the day, you can revision that into something that is, because something negative, anything that happens on the outside in our world that looks negative is actually positive. There's a positive to every negative, and that's the balance of the chaos. So when we know that we're safe in every moment, we're trusting in the source within ourselves.
Absolutely. You get this stuff. You get this present moment information. And I know that you strive to live your life that way. I can just tell by the knowledge that you have. Yeah. And it's not an easy thing to do, especially when you're starting. Like, it takes a lot of mindfulness, but it's certainly not impossible. And when you can attain it, boy, these miracles are natural. They become more and more often in your life.
The true wealth that we all have, and we all have it, is within. And when we share it with others, no matter what, because it's not what things look like on the inside, it's what you carry within yourself that is the true treasure. and people are afraid to look within. And that's where the treasure lies.
Beautiful. You are absolutely correct. And you are correct that most people are afraid to look within. I see that with clients afraid to do the work, right? So 100%. We are the gift, we are the miracle, and it all starts with us and within in any now moment. And we can change our lives with a snap of a finger if we really want, with a change of a thought. So, oh, you know
Exactly.
what? We
We
could have
create
a
our
long conversation.
we create our well, we create our realities through the state in which we live, and we can shift our state of being at any second. It's a choice that we can make at any second. We have the free will to do it. The thing is people get stuck in a repetitive loop, and they have to work through those emotions in order to realize that they can control, if they master their emotions and they shift their state of being, it shifts their reality.
100%. You are correct. Yeah.
You have a wonderful day, Tanya.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in and giving us your perspective. And I loved being reminded by you today of the Wayne Dyer quote, because that is so true. So thank you for your perspective. I always appreciate it.
You have a wonderful day, Tanya. I love your show.
Thank you. Take care. So Charlene has done a lot of study, a lot of self-work, clearly, by what she has to share when she calls into the show. I'm very grateful for her participation. When she does come in, she gives everybody some good advice, and no doubt it's probably learned through her own experience. And she's come out offering the gift of knowledge. And soak it up, everybody, soak it up. That is a really good caller to have following the show. So thank you, Charlene. So getting back to ways to get yourself into the present moment, you can try reciting a mantra. I did give you one at the beginning from Louise. A mantra is simply a word, can be a phrase that's recited repetitively. It's one of the most popular and powerful tools of meditation. If you're not meditating, I recommend you meditate. Repeating that positive statement when your mind is in a downward spiral or overthinking, overanalyzing, allows you to take control of your thoughts and stay in the present moment. And evidence also shows that including mantra repetitions into daily routines can help manage stress and enhance calmness, resilience, and well-being. I do mantras all the time, but very strictly in the shower. I do the same ones over and over. And when I get the results, I switch it out and then do it over and over. And when I get the result, I switch it. And that is my space, my time to focus. And I have very good focus in the shower. So give it a try. See if it might work for you. Reduce your screen time. Ooh, this is a tough one for a lot of people. You saw that coming. Screen time. Nobody wants to hear it. It's like la 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 la. With notifications popping up here and there, begging you for attention, it's difficult to resist the urge to not always be on your phone. So I had, with my life coach yesterday, I had this very topic about how much time I spend conversationing with people, clients, friends, family, and it is taking up hours of my time. And this is why I'm falling behind and not being able to get, because I feel like I want to be courteous. I want to give my time. I want to engage and communicate, but it's become that there's this feeling of expectation now. And I am not getting paid for that time. It's zapping me of my energy, and I'm getting behind. So then I'm becoming resentful. And you really have to put the perspective in on how much do you want to chew up this time, because when you're communicating with someone, they think they're the only one that you're communicating with. But meanwhile, I'm usually in about 10 different conversations at one time. And I'm doing this for 2 to 3 hours before I look at the clock and go, oh my goodness, I'm not getting anything done today. I've got a garden full of herbs I've got to get harvest. I've got time for myself. Like, it chews up time so fast. So you have to set some boundaries and some restrictions. And you need to take a break from the phone. It's like attached. You got to track your screen time. You got to take social media breaks from time to time. Establish no phone zones in places like your bathroom and your dining area. Turn off your notifications and turn on your phone's grayscale mode. Doing these will reduce your screen time and give you more time to focus on yourself and your environment. Practice gratitude journaling. Another way to bring our wandering minds back into the present, and by practicing gratitude journaling. I do this daily. It's a non-negotiable for me. Gratitude journaling is an activity that involves a great deal of looking in and self-appreciation, or writing down the aspects of your life you're grateful for. Helps you control what the voices in your head tell you about you. It's so easy to go, oh, I'm suffering, I have nothing. And then I sit and I look around and go, what are you talking about? You are so blessed. You are so lucky. You're the luckiest person in the world. Just because I don't have the yacht or the private jet or whatever, I am so blessed. So it makes you more receptive to embracing the present moment when you can really see what you've got to be grateful for. And I will save the last one for when we come back, because I really need to take a break. Hold all of these thoughts, because I'd like to make sure we have plenty of time to finish that one and do a couple more things, go deeper into the present moment. I'm Tanya Butson, and you are listening to The Om Show. Let's take a short break. Stay tuned. We will be right back. I'm back. I've been discussing the benefits of staying in the present moment, and let's move into more clarity on the topic so that you can feel more confident to use this daily in your own life. I got a lot to cover in the last 10 minutes of the show. It has flown by. I don't know what I was worried about trying to talk about this topic, but we got lots more to explore. I wanted to finish with the last way to add the present moment technique into your life, and that is to check in with your body more regularly. Consider dedicating at least 10 minutes of your day to check in with your body. When you check in with your body, you're listening to it and taking note of every feeling, sensation, and emotion without giving meaning to them. So this will allow you to bring whole consciousness into everything that you're doing at every point in time. And that's one of the hardest things to do when you're distracted. So once you get the hang of it, your life will start to change, and you will engage with reality becoming more fulfilling, because you are making that choice to make it so. Every moment is a gift. Appreciate every moment by embracing them. So a lot of people are going, oh yeah, okay, that's easy for you to say. I have anxiety and I have depression. And you know what? I think everybody does at some point in their life. And I will just quickly address these situations. When we have anxiety, we have anxious thoughts that are ruminating and obsessing about the future and not having that control over necessarily what the outcome looks like. So ways to kind of combat that is keep your focus in the present moment. Move at a steady, calm pace. Keep yourself very calm. Don't let that fast anxiousness rule your every thought and your being. You want to calm yourself down, because then those emotions start to calm down as well. Attune yourself to your surroundings, being aware. I gave that example at the beginning, and accept without judgment whatever thoughts you're aware of that arise in each moment. Don't be self-critical. Allow yourself to have those thoughts, but then make a new choice if it's not serving your highest good. How to stop worrying about the future. Figure out why you're worrying. Avoid fortune telling to yourself. Just allow. Analyzing the risks, that can take you want to see any risks, but you don't want to overanalyze that too. So that is kind of a balance that you need to schedule that time to worry. I'm going to try that. I think that's a really good recommendation. Replace worrisome thoughts. Of course, those are mantras, affirmations, use relaxation techniques. My number one go-to is always meditation. And get help if you need. If the anxiety is out of control and it's consuming you, get help. Past and depression, more time to focus on present events and your well-being, because you aren't stuck thinking about the past or the future. It helps your self-esteem grow and become stronger too. Research has found many benefits of being mindful of the present moment, like boosting your own self-awareness. So when you see yourself moving back into the past and going usually into a trauma space of something negative, frightening, scary, that is your signal to go, oh, I need to pull myself back into the present space, present moment. I am safe right now. I am not in that place where I was before. And getting yourself out of those past thoughts, because they can become very depressing. And that's not where we want you to be. We want you to be in the present moment, choosing a higher thought. So, does depression make you think about the past? During depression, negative thoughts and feelings of sadness may become all encompassing and end up coloring every aspect of people's lives, past as well as the present. So get help if you are suffering from very heavy depression, and those that have moment-to-moment thoughts. What's happening is you are visiting the past. Try to get yourself back into that present moment so that you can create your own life. Thoughts I've always had: why did Buddha focus so much on the present? In the sutra, Knowing the Better Way to Live Alone, the Buddha said clearly, don't get caught up in the past, because the past is gone. Don't get upset about the future, because the future is not yet here. There is only one moment for you to be alive, and that is the present moment. So there's your spiritual reasoning behind why one would choose not to dabble back in the past and be stressing about the future. A more scientific answer was Einstein. And in a famous letter he wrote to a family friend, Einstein said, for those of us who believe in physics, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. As we saw from Einstein's quote, he believed that time is an illusion, that both the future and the past are unchangeable and will play out exactly the way they were meant to. That's a whole other show. So mindfulness is the skill, guys. We want to be mindful. It involves focusing attention on the present moment rather than dwelling on the past or thinking about the future. Mindfulness can be practiced anytime, anywhere. This is a wonderful thing, mindfulness. So how do you live in the moment? Remove unneeded possessions, minimalize. Too much creates too much chaos in the mind, too much chaos in your surroundings. Minimalize, remove unneeded possessions, smile more, fully appreciate the moments of today. So be grateful, forgive past hurts. Forgiveness is a big one. Love your job. So love what you do. If you're loving what you do, you never work a day in your life. Dream about the future, but work hard today. I don't know if I agree with that one. Dream about the future and flow with today is where I would like to take that one. Don't dwell on past accomplishments. It can hold you back. Be proud of your past accomplishments, but don't dwell on them because it'll keep you stuck in the past. And stop worrying, would you? So if you haven't watched last week's show, you might want to check it out. It's about why are you worrying so much? So I wanted to give you, before we end this show, some of Louise's affirmations about present moment. The past is over, so it has no power now. The thoughts of this moment create my future. I give myself the gift of freedom from the past and move with joy into the now. Each day is a new opportunity. Yesterday is over and done. Today is the first day of my future. I love that one. I know that old negative patterns no longer limit me. I let them go with ease. So there you have it. You have lots to use to get yourself more frequently in the present moment and eliminate the stress that is inundating your life, creating depression and anxiety. If you can start to implement these, you will start to see a change in the positive direction of your life. I promise you. So if you want to take that leap and change your life 360, contact me at Organically Meta. I am helping real people find authentic solutions to life's problems and move into being all that you are. You are amazing. To learn all about me, follow Organically Meta on Facebook and Instagram. You can also reach me directly at organicallymeta.ca and organicallymeta@outlook.com. To start the journey of remembering who you are and creating your best life, I leave you with 3 words to say each week. I love myself. I want to thank you for all tuning in to the Show today. Thank you, Charlene, for calling in and contributing your wise words. I'm deeply thankful for your presence and time, everyone. Please join me every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Next week on the Show, I will be discussing the power of prayer and how it can positively impact your life. In the meantime, make it a great week, and I'll see you back here next week.
You have been listening to the Show with Tanya Butson on Transformation Talk Radio. Tune in every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific, where Tanya encourages you to experience yourself through love. This new energy allows you to become brave, to take the first step towards healing and thriving. Shift from longing to creating, to discover that there is something better. You will never ever have to settle for being in a state of perpetual darkness again. For more information, visit organicallymeta.ca. Again, organicallymeta.ca.